With this lighting, I look a little more light than I should, but it's okay because by movie logic, it means I wouldn't die first. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel and welcome to another episode of the Aftershow. I know it's been a minute. Please calm down, but I'm back. But yes, I say the Aftershow. We ain't even doing the show. We're doing after the trailer, and this is different because I'm just really excited about the movie. I couldn't wait to talk about it, so I'm doing the trailer, which I don't like because I think trailers say too much. And I think trailers are never a good representation of the movie. I think if you want to see how good a movie is, you gotta watch it or hear a person who reviewed it. But the trailers will never be enough. But I can't wait to talk about this movie. But yes, so the trailer we're talking about is The Blackening. And for some context, The Blackening premise is basically a lot of black people. They're in a cabin in the woods. They're being hunted down. But since the trope is that all black people die first, well, how do we decide who dies first? Well, we decide who's the blackest. Which, by the way, I don't like the name The Blackening. I know it's the name of the game, but if it was called the tagline, which is we all can't die first, that would have been perfect. I think that would have been perfect. But yes, so that's the premise. Let's get into my thoughts of the actual trailer itself. The movie is written by Tim Story, and it is co-written by Tracy Oliver and Dwayne Perkins. Tracy Oliver, I like. She's in Harlem. She's in Girls Trip. And how I know her, my homegirl was part of Awkward Black Girl with Issa Rae. You know, the precursor to Insecure. But yeah, she's a co-writer. Other co-writer is Dwayne Perkins, which I'm not really too familiar with his work, but he's openly gay and black, so clearly I need to get into it. I like to see us win. But yes, he was part of the original actors and writers of the original Blackening script, which was part of Comedy Central. Which, mind you, the sketch is four, almost 5 minutes long, which is much longer than the trailer. But it's actually a really good trailer. Really good sketch. But yes, they're behind this, so I'm really excited for this. Okay, so yes, I think the trailer did a good job of establishing the plot and the characters. Well, not all the characters, because again, it's a trailer, but basically the concept, they're all spooks, which, for one more second, spook is a archetype in horror in which a black person is just averse to any kind of thing. If they see danger, they're just gonna run, which is a very, that's me. But like the problem, in my opinion, is, are we all spooks? Well, not we, but is all the characters spooks? Because that's going to be boring character writing if they're all going to be having snappy comebacks about how, oh, nah, I wouldn't go there. Oh, that looked dangerous. Oh, it wouldn't be me. You know what? I'm hightail it. Like, we all can't say the same jokes about how because you're all in the same position. So what now? So that's one of the things I'm worried about from the trailer. Another thing is, again, I hope they don't talk too much about how you measure blackness, culturally anyway, because I think we easily could have said like the person who's the darkest skin, the person who has less white in them is the blackest. But they're talking about culturally. Or maybe they aren't, and maybe they are going to talk about, paper bag tests and, the one drop rule. Maybe they will. But I just hope there's more intellectual thought about blackness overall, because as you all know, blackness is not a monolith. There's no one right way to be black. And I hope people aren't penalized in the movie for being too white and then they die. I really hope that just, in my opinion, that just doesn't, not they die, I'm sorry. I guess it's the other way around, because if you're the blackest, then you would die. So a person who's like really pro-black will be penalized. See, again, I feel like I feel like that's not the best message you want, but again, it's a comedy horror, so I shouldn't take it too seriously. Another thing, side note, I really like the cast. Antoinette Robertson from Dear White People. You have Yvonne Orji from Insecure. Jermaine Fowler from Sorry to Bother You. Oh, this is good. And again, Dwayne Perkins, he was in one of the actors and directors of the original The Blackening from Comedy Central. So I'm really excited for this. I think this movie is going to be really funny, really well acted. This is going to be good stuff. But the trailer's on like 2 minutes, so I don't have too many thoughts about it. But I also want to have another segment about black horror overall and a statement about that. So stay tuned. Okay, so the movie rides itself on the premise that black people die first in horror. According to a study done by Complex News, black people are rarely in horror, which we know, we're a representation problem. But whenever we are in horror, we aren't the first to die. I think it said, it was like less than 10% of first deaths are Black. Now, the problem is, I think it was like overwhelming, like 45, 50, 60, something like that. A lot of Black people that are in horror movies don't make it out to the end. So that is an issue, and I hope they address that. I mean, I don't know. I'm personally a big fan of horror, and I like big body counts. You know, I like, especially when the killers get real creative. You know, I like that type of stuff. But for this movie's sake, I kind of wish it doesn't have a big body count, because I don't want to see a lot of Black people die. I think we as Black people deserve a win, which is going to come out on Juneteenth. Like, it'll be a nice little movie for all of us to root for with our friends during the summer. In addition, Black horror, I like the direction Black horror is going overall, but I think it needs to stop talking about being Black in horror and just have more Black people included in the horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, this movie's entire thing, like, if race was not a thing, this movie would not exist, you know? And there were some undertones in other movies. Like, I need more Black people to be included, but I don't want y'all to keep talking about how Black people die first or Black people this in horror movies. I just want us to exist, because, you know, we're more than our race. We're far more than our race. In Get Out, race was important to the plot, and I feel like that's not a good example. In Us, Us is a great example. Race was never brought up in that movie. It just featured Black people. Lovecraft Country featured a lot. It was based in the 50s. Race was very important. I'm trying to think of another example. And maybe that's also the problem. I can't think of another example. But yeah, I just want to see more representation in that way. Because horror is a great genre. And maybe I'll do a video about Black people in horror overall. But I just hope this movie, you know, it doesn't continue, like, more people don't follow its footsteps. Like, I think it's a good movie. It's gonna be interesting. But we don't need more movies about how Black people in horror and the interactions of that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for right now, because it's just a trailer. I'm really excited. Again, it comes out on June 16th, which is right around Juneteenth, perfect for the summertime. I'm gonna be seated. I hope you guys will. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.